Hi, my name is Daisy, and today we're going to be learning about moon phases. I even wore my Star Wars shirt for this. So this is an overview of what we're going to be learning today. These are the moon phases. So moon phases occur about every 30 days. Usually we see the full moon at the beginning of the month, and then the moon slowly goes through its phases until the end of the month when we get a new moon. And then it starts all over again. So here we start with a new moon. So a new moon is when the sun is directly behind the moon, and this is what Earth sees. So all these pictures are going to be in the point of view of what Earth sees. Then as the month goes by, we start seeing a little bit of light on the corner of the moon, and this is called a waxing crescent. Couple more days pass by, and we see the first quarter moon, which is where the moon is exactly split in half, and the right side is lit up by the sun. Then a couple more days pass by, and we get a waxing gibbous. So here, the sun is almost completely over the moon, but we get that little corner of shadow. And yeah, this is the waxing gibbous. And now we see the full moon, which we just saw on November 3rd, I think it was. And wow, like sometimes the moon gets huge, right? Like especially in October, we usually see those bright orange moons. Oh, I love those. So this is a full moon. Then we see a waning gibbous. So here the moon is starting to be overcome by the shadow again. So you get that kind of, the edge is covered in shadow and the sun is more on this side. And then the shadow's coming over a little bit more, and now it's halfway. This is called a third quarter moon. Here we see that the moon is almost completely covered in shadow and just a tiny little bit of the sun's light on the corner, and this is called a waning crescent. And here we're back to the new moon, and again, the sun's directly behind the moon, and the moon is just completely dark. Sometimes we see a little bit on the edge of the sun trying to like peek out. It depends on where you are on the earth too. That can affect a lot of things. And on that note, we can go to eclipses. So first off, we have the solar eclipse. So this is when the earth is in a shadow cast by the moon. So the sun creates that light right on the moon, and then the moon creates a shadow over the earth. Yes, I know the moon is smaller than the earth. You're probably asking, how does the moon cover the whole earth? Well, usually the moon is placed a little bit more closer to the sun, so we get more of a shadow effect onto the earth. But usually it depends on where you are on the earth at that time that you get either the full solar eclipse or just a partial solar eclipse. So usually in the umbra, we see a full solar eclipse. So in that area on the earth, you just see complete darkness of the moon. And then in the penumbra, we usually see a little bit of the sun trying to peek through. And here we see a lunar eclipse, which is where the earth creates a shadow onto the moon. And here the earth is closer to the sun, so you get that bigger amount of shadow affecting the moon. And same thing, if we were on the moon, we would see in the umbra just complete darkness of the earth. But in the penumbra, we would see just a little bit of the sun trying to peek through. These are usually when we see the moon looks red, because you get that kind of sun reflection trying to get to the moon, but it can't quite get there because the earth is covering a giant shadow on the moon. So usually we see the moon a little bit like a red color, because as we know, the moon doesn't create light for itself. It relies on the sun to create that light for it. And yeah, that's it. That's all we have about moon phases. If you guys have any questions, you can ask your teachers to email us and we'll answer this for you, or just ask your teacher. Thank you guys. Bye.